Hey you guys, what's up? I got a message from one of my subscribers back to Nap 1120 asking if I would do the 20 question lock tag, and I told her I would. So here we go. I have the list right here, so I'm going to have to read from it. Uh, do you remember the specific moment you decided you were going to lock your hair? Where were you and how did you feel? Okay, I had considered locking for several years before I actually did it. And I always ran into a lot of opposition and naysayers. So when I finally committed to doing it, I think I was at work. It had been on my mind a lot. Um, I was already natural, mainly. I had been growing my hair out, and um, I just decided not to give the naysayers any more say over my decision about what I was going to do with my hair, because it's something that I really wanted to do. So, yep. And from there, I did some research, found um, a natural hair shop to go to, made an appointment, and I was on my way. Um, what method did I use to start my locks? Um, comb coils. Let's see. How old are my locks? My locks will be 4 years old on February 16th, 2012. Um, what is the length of my longest lock and the shortest? I think the longest lock is 15 inches long, and the shortest one is like 11 and a half, 12 inches long. Um, Do you have any locks that are especially unique, strange, or awesome? Hmm. I think that they are all unique. Sometimes I think they're all strange, and they are all awesome. How many dreads do you currently have? Is this the number you started with? I have 93, and yes, that's the number I started with. What shampoo or other products do you use on your hair? Hmm. Well, I am a reformed product junkie. So at this point, I keep it pretty basic. I use the Suave clarifying shampoo. I use Suave Rosemary Mint. Um, I use Organics uh, Lock Gel, and I use Jamaican Black Castor Oil. And recently, I've been using that to do my retwist too. Um, I'm just trying to minimize on all the stuff that I put in my hair. Um, how often do I wash my hair? Uh, I wash it as needed, but generally every 2 weeks. Um, do I have any regular maintenance? Not anymore. I used to be a very high maintenance locker, but over time I have really mellowed out, and I just go with the flow. Sometimes I do my hair, sometimes I don't. Um, and by that I mean, like, sometimes I'll wash it and not retwist it for a month or two, and if I feel like doing it, then I will. Or if I have time, I will retwist it or style it or do something. Um, what are my favorite beads or decorations? I don't wear beads or decorations in my hair. If my locks had their own personal motto, what would it be? That is a good question. I think my locks' personal motto would be to thine own self be true. And I say that because a lot of people tell me that when they see my hair, they are inspired to start their own set of locks. Um, Yet for those people who always drag their feet about doing it because they're waiting for something, um, they're waiting to get the promotion at work. They're waiting until after they finish school. They're waiting until after their wedding. They're waiting until after their honeymoon. They're waiting until they get their job. They're waiting until after summer, until after winter, until after spring, until after fall. I mean, they are just forever waiting. And it's kind of like you just have to commit to doing it and do it. Nobody wants to go through the early stages. And I mean, even I went through them. I cut my hair really, really short when I started my locks. And, people think that locks are just overnight, and that's really not the case. You have to have a lot of patience when you start this process, and you have to go through all of the stages. So, yep, that would be my motto. If I could start a new set, would I do anything differently? Not, not really. Not so much. Not really. No, I think I'm good. Is there anything else unique about my appearance other than my locks, like tattoos or piercings? Um, yeah, most people would probably be surprised to know that I have, I believe, 13 tattoos. Um, they are generally kept covered, so most people don't know I have them. Um, for piercings, I have my ears pierced, and I have my belly button pierced. How many people do I know personally with locks? I am fortunate to know a lot of people with locks. I live in an area where about everybody has locks. And it's kind of weird because it's one of those things where you don't really notice it as much until you have locks. It's like when I bought um, my first car. I mean, obviously I had seen the car before, but like when I bought it, it's like everybody had that car. So it's kind of how it was um, with locks. And when I first started my locks, people would say, "Oh, you just got locks because everybody else has them." And I used to be like, "What everybody are you talking about?" Because at that time, like, I really didn't know a lot of people with locks. But now, now I do. So, yep. Uh, has any employer ever turned me down for having locks, or has any employer wanted me because of my locks? I would have to say no and no. And if I ever was turned down because of locks, obviously they didn't tell me that. What was the weirdest question I've ever gotten about my locks? The dumbest question, the funniest question, and the most common question. Hmm. The weirdest question was, I'll come back to the weirdest question. I have to think about it. But the dumbest question was probably, how do I wash my hair? The same way I always did. Um, the funniest question, Hmm. Maybe the funniest is I had an old boss, a white lady. She wanted to know how I attached them to my head. um, and the most common question I get is, how long have I been locking? How old are they? Still can't think of the weirdest question, so I'll just skip that one. Have I ever had a freak accident or embarrassing moment involving my locks? No, 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 not really. No freak accident. No. And embarrassing, the only thing I could think of is that when they started growing and they were maybe like about this length, like chin length, and I was just getting some hanging time with them. uh, I used to always catch a few in my mouth when I was eating. um, let's see. Do I have any lock role models? If so, who? Um, I mean, I have a bunch of lock role models. Um, I guess the only ones that you guys would possibly know are the ones that are here on YouTube, and in no particular order, and definitely not a comprehensive list. This is just off the top of my head, but Cheska Locs, um, Foreign, uh, Bronze Goddess, and Shanta. Now, Shanta, before she cut her locks, um, the first that she had, I was watching one of her videos, and her video was the first time I ever tried a do-it-yourself lock style. And I was so proud of myself. And everywhere I went, people were asking me, like, where did I get my hair done? And I was just like really super excited because I had done it myself. And that's how I started doing other people's locks, because people were asking me to do their hair too. And it just kind of started from there. Um, it was a basket weave. Now, I used to be able to do it like really, really, really good. And I don't know, not so much anymore, but I'll have to give it a try. I can do it on other people, but like I've just never been able to do it the same way on myself. I would say for the past like year. But uh what lock YouTubers could I see myself hanging out with in real life? Gosh, I mean, pretty much all of you. You seem really cool. So, yep, if you're locked and you're watching this, there's a good chance that we could probably hang out in real life. Who am I going to tag? I don't know. I feel like I'm the last person that has probably done this. So, if Back to Nap 1120 hasn't done it, then I am tagging you. Alrighty, you guys. Peace.